Arteta is not being consistent intentionally to throw off the opponents. When we start against Lens, they were like, what? This is no. Manager's like, no, this is not what I'm planning for. Come. Let's go back in the change room. I need to change this team. And the tomiyasu. Want to focus on tomiyasu for a bit. Tomiyasu, I've been shouting his praises for the last 4 matches. He's been absolutely magnificent. So after the match against Wolves, Gabriel Martinelli had something to say. Here's what he said. He said, every game is going to be important. We know we are top of the Premier League right now. We want to be there. We want to be top of the Premier League for the rest of the season. We'll try our best. Now, that's what Gabriel Martinelli said. And once he said that, it got me thinking, are Arsenal trying to stay at the top of the league on purpose? And you might ask the question, well, why wouldn't they? Any club at the top of the league will try to stay there. Now, hear me out for a minute. Now, last season, we was at top of the Premier League for majority of the season. And when it came down to the nitty-gritty, when it came down to the end of the season, we fell off. We fell off like a wheel off a car. That's how hard we fell off from the top of the Premier League. Crashing down to earth. For some people, cries, in tears. Some people are literally in tears because they've been bigging up Arsenal, saying that, listen, we're going to be winning the league. You know, when you got mates and you're competing, you're rival fans, and you're laughing in their face, saying that, man, we're going to win the Premier League, and then you don't. Man, your friend is gonna laugh at you. He's gonna make you feel like you're worthless. So that's how most Arsenal fans felt last season. And we were on top of the league for majority of the season. Now, we see that now, since the last match, we went to the top of the league. And right now, we're on top of the league by 4 points. Now, this season, we're starting to play more mature. We're starting to play more control. So, this new team have the mentality to stay at the top of the league. Now, as what I've been saying, when Arteta started, we had 2 8th place finish. Then we tried to qualify for 4th place, right? And Arteta missed out on 4th place season before last. Now, last season, none of us were expecting to be on top of the Premier League for that long. None of us expected that to be challenging last season, at the beginning of last season, and we did. Now, every season we learn. Now, this is the opportunity now, and I fully understand and I agree with what Martinelli is saying, that now we're on top of the league, we need to aim to stay there for the entire period. Arteta learned from his previous season what he needed to do to get 4th place, and he overachieved, because we didn't just get 4th place from Tottenham from the previous season where we failed. We challenged for the Premier League last season. Now, we failed to win the Premier League, but we qualified for 4th place. But this season now, we're above trying to qualify for the 4th place or 5th place. Now we're aiming for the title. And the experiences from last season should help us to put us in better stead. And we see that Martinelli is already thinking like that. And if Martinelli is thinking like that, don't believe that the rest of the team isn't thinking like that. Don't believe Arteta isn't thinking like that. Because last season we heard that Gabriel Jesus, when he came in, him and Zinchenko, they said that, listen, we came to win the Premier League. I believe that this is his words now. When we came, these players are good enough to win the Premier League. I've trained with them, I play with them. These players are good enough to win the league, and we almost won it. So this season, I believe that Martinelli is onto something. He's basically spilling the secret of the intentions or the intent of the team this season to stay on top of the league for the entire season. They're not looking to fall off. Now, we know that we might have some hiccups, we might have some bad results along the way, but the plan is to stay there by whatsoever means. Now, we see that we played brilliant football in the first half at times, absolutely brilliant. That play that produces Odegaard's goal, that was magnificent. I was like, oh. This is my reaction. Oh my gosh. I could not stop saying that because it was such of a high quality. The pass, I don't know if it was Odegaard or Trossard or Tomiyasu made that pass, that diagonal pass to Zinchenko. Zinchenko cushioned it one time, first time to Jesus. Jesus done a 1-2 pass to Zinchenko. Then Zinchenko put it in for Odegaard, and Odegaard swept in. Now, that was a classic goal. That will be one of the goal contenders of the season for me. It's just it was so beautiful, and the way we played in the first half, it was so high paced. And that could possibly carrying over from the Champions League match against Lens. The confidence, the way we were playing, the click. We click as a team in attacking phases. The best I've seen in the first half this season in the Premier League. It was simply brilliant, and we should have scored 4 goals. We should have. In the last half, Eddie Nketiah hit the post, and for me, that should have been a goal. I believe that he basically started celebrating in his mind, and he took his mind or his eyes off the goal, and he hit the post. Gabriel Martinelli also hit the post, so I believe that we should have scored at 4, and that was my prediction, 4-1. But we're going to get into some stats right now to see how well we perform and what players would I associate this win to, because this win, I have to give a few players some credit. So let's just get into it right now. So basically, this is the Premier League team that started against Brentford. The only player that's missing would be Ramsdale. Raya came in for Ramsdale. And apart from that, it's the same team. And we see that Martin Odegaard played absolutely brilliant, having a 9.1 rating. Tomiyasu is having a brilliant matches of late. And we're going to get into some stats of Tomiyasu. Last video I said we were going to get into some stats we didn't get to, because Tomiyasu had 2 assists in the last match. Now we're gonna get into some stats on Odegaard and Bukayo Saka, but Odegaard having a rating of 9.1, Saka having a rating of 8.1, and Saka basically got the man of the match. The way he played was absolutely magnificent. Saka drifting through players. He was playing brilliantly, and we know this, he's still not performing to his best, but it was absolutely brilliant in the match today. Now, when you take a look at the average position in the match, this is absolutely brilliant. This is the first time I've seen a formation like this, in terms of especially the starting formation, where we see that Saka is by himself. There's no Tomiyasu beside him. There's no Odegaard beside him. You see Jesus in the middle, playing in attacking sense. Normally Jesus is in the midfield, in the build-up play and average possession, and Nketiah will be the player that's going forward when Nketiah is on the pitch. We see Martinelli. So all these people, you can see based off the pink line, all these 3 players are in line. Our attacking 3 are in line for the first time this season. That's the first time I'm seeing this. So this is why we were so free-flowing. And this is a carrying over, as what I said, from the Lens match, the confidence. Arteta see that. And not just that, Arteta understood that they didn't have their 2 best centre midfielders. So what? We're going to attack them from the beginning. We're going to drive. And this, Arteta's just been surprising every team he's come across, because he's not consistent. Arteta is not being consistent intentionally to throw off the opponents. When we start against Lens, they were like, what? This is, no. Manager's like, no, this is not what I'm planning for. Come. Let's go back in the change room. I need to change this team. And the players they were shocked. It's the same thing with Wolves. The way we came out, attacking, the way we played, our transition is different from other matches. So what Gary O'Neill planned for, we did not give him. We played completely different. So I love to see that. We played, it's like an arrow. These 3 are the bows, and well, you can see the arrow as that, basically arrow, right? Physically, literal arrow. So I love that formation. I love that. We see Odegaard basically playing in that middle between Declan Rice, between Tomiyasu, between Jesus, and between Saka, in that little role there, number 8, in that middle. Controlling right in that middle. So that's a formation in itself. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that in itself is 4 different triangles Odegaard is playing in right now. And whenever you see players like these, you know that the team is going to perform well. When you see the team set up like this, you know we're going to perform well. And I believe that one of the reasons is because Arteta understand that they were missing some of their key players in midfield, so we could take advantage if we go more attacking, and we went more attacking because Trossard was playing and we were more attacking than previous matches. Now when you take a look at the stats, we had 19 shots and 6 on target. Now I believe that we could have had more shots on target. I would love to see at least 50% of our shots being on target, because that could in return bring about 1 or 2 more goals than what we had. When we take a look on possession, we had 56 passes and completion. We had more than Wolves. When you take a look at field total, that's what I'm saying in the previous match, in the previous video. Normally we always have over 70%, normally 74% in field total, and every match in the Premier League we always have 74 field total. But when we play against Lens, it was different. When we play against Lens, we had less possession, less passes, and less completion, as well as less field tilt. More field tilt. We had more field tilt, but it was less than every match that we played this so far this season. So that's why I'm saying that Arteta keep confusing these managers. He's like saying, like, there's no way you guys are going to figure me out. You guys need to be studying hard. You guys need to be graduating at that top of your class to even understand 1% of what I'm going to be doing. Arteta is messing around with their minds. So Arteta is literally messing with these guys' heads by switching formation, by switching players, by different formation within matches. Man, it's just too much. It's too much for opponent's manager, and this is why we're on top of the league right now, and this is why we've conceded the least amount of goal. Now, Zinchenko gave away the goal, and for me, it was a mistake, but I can't really be too hard on Zinchenko because as of late he's been defending very well. He's been one of our best defenders of late. Now when you take a look on dribbles, we had 13 dribbles and 3 successful. That's poor. That's something that needs to be improved on, and that's another thing. Whereas in the first half, these are the actions, most of the positive stats we got in the first half. In the second half, it was basically a game of two halves. In the second half, we didn't play that well. Now these were the 7 best players on the pitch. We see that Odegaard is number 1, Bukayo Saka is number 2. So Saka having 3 tackles, and that's not like Saka as of recent to be defending that well, to be making challenges. Normally Saka since this season he's been concentrating on attacking, trying to beat the opponent. So Saka having 3 tackles shows that he's trying to get back, trying to help Tomiyasu, while Tomiyasu also tried to help Saka. Now Saka had 16 duels and he won 8. And that's a good return for a player like Saka because he's an attacking player. And you don't expect an attacking player to be always winning duels against defenders. Normally it's the other way around. But Saka won 8. That's half. And that's good enough for me for now. So Saka on his ground duels is very good. You have to be very, very aggressive, very, basically even sometimes foul him to get the ball from him. Gabriel Magalhaes is an unsung hero. Gabriel Magalhaes is one of our star players, always on top of the list, in the top 3 or in the top 5. Always. We don't see Saliba here. But you see Gabriel Magalhaes is right there, having 7 duels and winning 6. We don't see Saliba right now. We don't see Saliba right here. Ground duels 3 out of 3. Aerial duels, he won 3 out of 4. Absolutely magnificent from Gabriel. He's the 3rd best player on the pitch. We know that Kuna won it because Kuna basically scored the goal, as well as his duels. He won almost half his duels as well. So he was okay. He was playing brilliant for the match. Now Tomiyasu. I want to focus on Tomiyasu for a bit. Tomiyasu, I've been shouting his praises for the last 4 matches. He's been absolutely magnificent, and now we see him got injured. Mikel Arteta said he felt something. Hopefully, he gets over it because he's been on the peak form. When he just came into the team, he was performing very well. When you just signed him, he was one of the best players in the team, and then from then he went downhill. But now he's becoming one of the best players in the team again. I hear people saying that Ben White is better than him because Ben White is a better attacking fullback. But Tomiyasu for the last few matches, he's been our best or one of our best attackers, and especially coming from deep, coming from midfield. So the last match he had 2 assists. Now this match he had 1 assist. He was absolutely magnificent. He's there in the box playing 1-2 with Saka. He's playing 1-2. He's playing intricate 1-2 passes on the edge of the box with technical gifted players like Saka and Martinelli, Saka and Odegaard. Man, Tomiyasu is he's going levels. And his duels as well is not just his technical ability. He was in 10 duels and he won 60% of his duels. He won 6 out of 10 duels. Once again, absolutely magnificent. He made 61 out of 67 passes with a 91% accuracy. Once again, he was one of the hubs of our team. And when he's in the team, he will always be one of our hubs. It will be Tomiyasu, it will be Declan Rice and Zinchenko being the hubs of our team. And this also encapsulates what I'm saying. When you take a look on the passes, take a look at the open play passes, it's mostly in the final third. Tomiyasu is mostly in the final third. That's what I'm saying, that this was normally Declan Rice. Declan Rice is normally in this location, in this position, and Tomiyasu was mostly the defending right back. But now Tomiyasu is added to his game, and I have to give him credit because I've said it about Jesus. Jesus is trying to improve in his edit. And I've said it about Zinchenko. Zinchenko has improved in defensive play. But Tomiyasu now saw that he was weak going forward, or he's less than Ben White, and he's improved that. Now, when you take a look at the pass receive, you can see he received most of his passes in the final third. absolutely magnificent. I'm proud of Tomiyasu right now. I'm absolutely proud. Once again, when you take a look at progressive passing, Tomiyasu made 6, deep completion 4, and passes into the box 2, key passes 1. He comes 3rd in progressive passing, a right back. And basically, only 2 above him are Odegaard and Saka. We expect that. No Martinelli, no Declan Rice, even Zinchenko. Zinchenko is normally known for being an attacking wing-back. Tomiyasu is doing more progressive passes than him. Okay, that's one. Let's take a look at another stat. Tomiyasu, once again, in touches. Yeah, when you take Declan Rice is number 1, Odegaard number 2, then Zinchenko, then Tomiyasu, then Saka. But it's not just the touches. Let's take a look at deep third touches. No, so it's not just touches. Let's take a look at defending third touches. So defending third touches is basically in the defensive areas. How many touches you take in the defensive areas? Zinchenko taking 22. Tomiyasu taking 17. As what I said, normally it's the other way around. And you can see this arrow meaning it should be the other way around. Normally it's Tomiyasu is more having defensive touches and Zinchenko is more always in the final third, having more final third touches. When you take a look at mid third touches, then you see Zinchenko is more higher because Zinchenko loves to play that inverted area in midfield with Declan Rice. Now when you take a look at final third touches, Tomiyasu is way above Zinchenko. Zinchenko is at 19, Tomiyasu is at 33. So this is what I'm saying, that he is improving his play. And I love to see, we have 3 players saying that they're low of not the standard that we should be, and improving. And we did not have that last season. Tomiyasu wasn't trying to improve as much as he is last season. Zinchenko isn't trying to improve as much as he is. Zinchenko last season wasn't trying to improve as much as he is right now. The same with Jesus. Jesus was having a good season last season, but there comes a point where he's starting to underperform. But now he's trying to pick up. He's trying to get himself together and improve in places that he's never been good before. So I love to see this. Havertz also is gaining confidence, and these are the reasons why I believe that we could stay on top of the league for the remainder of the season. I believe we can. I believe we will. Now, I talk about Gabriel Magalhaes before, that he's an absolutely brilliant defender, aggressive, but we have to highlight Saliba with a passing. So we've got we've got best of both worlds. We've got aggressive centre back, and then we've got a more technical centre back, a more classy one. And that's not to say that Gabriel isn't classy, but William Saliba oozes class from his ears, from everywhere, from his toes, from his nails, everywhere. When you look at the final third pass entry, William Saliba is having 11, and these are attacking players. Now Zinchenko is there and Tomiyasu is there, but these are players that basically always zinging the ball in the final third, and Zinchenko should be on top. Tomiyasu should be on top because they play more advanced. William Saliba is a centre back. He's the most deepest player apart from the keeper on the pitch, and he's making 11 final third entry passes. That's magnificent. That shows you that sometimes you rotate as well. Sometimes it's William Saliba is the aggressive one, and Gabriel Magalhaes is the one that's looking for the passes. So that's what I'm saying. We'll always have the best of both worlds. They switch between the two. So that's another reason why teams can't understand. Teams don't know how we're gonna play for that particular match, because it's between them and Arteta, or just between them two. Listen, it's like the conversation will be like this. Listen, Saliba, being Gabriel now. Listen, Saliba, man. This match, I'm gonna be the one that aggressive. Don't worry about. I'm gonna be covering you. I'm gonna be clamping these players. I'm gonna be ripping everyone apart. Now you just concentrate and getting the ball in the final third. Concentrate and picking some balls over the top. Concentrate and zinging the ball through the middle. Just concentrate and getting some passes off. I will take care of the dirty work. Vice versa, when it's William Saliba time, he says the same thing. Now, if you do play like that, this no wonder why Saliba hasn't got a yellow card and Declan Rice hasn't got a yellow card in the season so far, because he's not being the aggressive one. He's being the more technical one, the tactical one. Now, Gabriel Magalhaes is being the dirty work. He's doing the grafting, and they work hand in hand. It's brilliant, absolutely. And it has to be Arteta that set them up like this. There's no way they're going to come on their own and say, listen, Sally, we're going to do this together. No, it has to be from the manager. I personally believe that Arteta set them up to play like this. And man, it's working absolutely brilliant so far. We love to see it. Now, we're just going to take a quick look on Zinchenko's stats. Zinchenko having 1 assist, 1 clearance, 1 interception, 3 tackles, 1 error that led into a goal. Ground duels, he had 6 but won 3. Aerial duels, he won 1 out of 2. Position loss 8, 93 touches and a 95% passing accuracy. Having a pass 74 out of 78 times, having 1 key pass. And that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to passes, he's one of the hubs of our team, and that's a magnificent stat from Zinchenko. It would have had a higher than a 6.8, but simple reason being for that mistake he made why it was a 6.9. And to have a 6.9 even with an error, you should know that you would have probably in the 79 to 80s range stat. So brilliant from Zinchenko. And as what I'm saying, that his defensive play has been improving, his defensive work, he's getting better and better at being a top class defender. When you take a look at Bukayo Saka, scoring 1 goal, having an expected assist of 0.69, dribbling attempt 7, 2 successful. That's something that Saka needs to improve, and that's what I've been banging on the drums. He needs to improve on his dribbling attempt. But once again, I'm not going to heavily criticize him because I know that he's trying. He said he's trying to figure out ways, and I'm not really bothered, to be fair. I'm not really bothered because he scored a goal. He scored the first goal today, and he's performing. Even though he's not being his best, even though 2-3 players are marking him, he's still producing. He's still being efficient. He's still producing results, scoring goals and making assists, even though he's not playing at his best. Imagine when he's playing at his best. Imagine how good this guy is going to be. We have to remember that. And when you take a look at touches, he has 84 touches, accurate passes, 42 out of 50 at 84%. Key passes he had 4. Brilliant. Ground duels, 14 out of... he had 14 ground duels, winning 7. Now we're going to take a look at Odegaard. Super captain. So sorry about that, guys. If you see that the quality is a bit different, my camera battery died, so now I'm using a different camera, so the quality is not as good. So to get back in there, we see that Odegaard at 97 touches, right, and he had 6 key passes and 3 big chances created. And for me, Odegaard was absolutely brilliant. He was magnificent in this match. That's why he had a score of 9.1. And I've been criticized Odegaard from, as what I said in previous videos, because he wasn't performing the way I know he can, and it's because this guy was playing with an injury. I feel bad for myself. I feel bad for criticizing this guy when he had an injury. Forgive me, Odegaard. Forgive me, my captain, because you are absolutely magnificent when you're not injured, when you're not feeling under the weather. You play some outstanding ball game, and this today was a prime example of how good you are. Now, when we take a look, this is what I'm saying, that Odegaard is basically the man of the match. If Saka got it, but it could easily be Odegaard. When you take out leaders in the matches, Odegaard had most passes, he had most progressive passes, he had most deep completion, he had most XG on the chain, he had most XG build. Declan Rice had most XG build up, but Odegaard had most XT passing. Gabriel Jesus are most XT received. So we see that Odegaard had 5 different leadership in this game in terms of the attributes, the way he played, the stats. 5. He came out on top of 5 of these stats, and this is what and this is why I'm saying that Odegaard deserved the man of the match in this match. He did, because he played absolutely brilliant, and he scored as well. It's not like he didn't score. Saka scored and Odegaard scored too. So that's the video there. And then guys, make sure you like, subscribe and share. Help me on my journey to 1,000 subs. Make sure you like, subscribe and share. Leave a comment in the comment box below. Let me know your thoughts on this match. Catch you in the next video. Goodbye.